What is good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Foxy. Welcome back to the Fox's Den. Getting into another reaction. We are getting into the new episode of Demon Slayer, episode 8, The Mu and MUICHIRO. I am excited for this because just by the title, I'm assuming we're going to get into some tapped-in power with MUICHIRO, Tokito himself. I'm very excited for this because, you know, he's been kind of slowly going through this process of figuring out who he is again because he has amnesia from the first time that he got messed up, probably by a demon. Which we got a little flash of him sort of remembering a demon kind of talking like the upper 5 demon where they like to prey on the weak and do this and that and, you know, they're assholes. So he got a little bit of a flash of that. He's getting a bunch of flashes of some other memories and stuff like that too, thanks to Tanjiro being kind of similar to his father apparently, because his father apparently has, you know, reminds him of Tanjiro because, or Tanjiro reminds him of his father because apparently they have the same reddish eyes, which we noticed last episode while he was sort of trying to figure out how, you know, he was kind of coming to terms with dying, really. But then Kotetsu, the little kid, actually ends up saving him by giving him at least a little bit of air through the water, through air bubbles, and he got a little bit more air so he could perform another breathing attack where he was able actually to escape this time. So now he is free and he's able to do what he needs to do. I'm just excited to see how he's going to go about it because, you know, maybe he learns even more about himself this episode and really starts to remember even more, which just creates a path to a better MUICHIRO, you know what I'm saying? Which is amazing because obviously if you would have amnesia, you would want to start, you would live in hopes of getting your memories back, right? Just to know how you really are and what you and how you lived your life. I mean, I can't imagine not remembering everybody you know around you. Like, what? And then also just like your past in general, like you just don't remember anything like that. That just sounds scary, bro. But I think the more that he starts to find out about himself and remember about himself, I think it's going to start to unlock even more power in him too, because according to his crow, he's a sun breather, but maybe he just hasn't been using sun breathing because he can't remember how. You know what I'm saying? Because of the amnesia. So I'm thinking the more and more he unlocks through memories, the more and more powerful he's going to get too. Because he's known as the Mist Hashira and he's been using mist breathing primarily so far. But apparently he's a sun breather, which is kind of like how Tanjiro, we think, is starting to sun breathe a little bit or get an idea of it. Combined with the blood demon art of Nezuko by, you know, putting her blood on his sword. And at the same time, you know, hopefully we're going to see, you know, MUICHIRO really take care of Upper 5 and give him a thrashing this episode because Upper 5 is getting really annoyed by Haga Nezuko, who we actually see his face for the first time last episode, and he is very, very focused on this old sword in front of him that it came from the puppet Yoruichi Type 0. It's from the Edo period. It's like the best steel apparently from that period. I mean, this guy is looking at this sword like, why did the creator of the sword not put his name into it? Why did he put this single character into it? Like, he's just stunned by how amazing it is. Like, it's almost like a perfect blade. Like, it was meant for this day in time, this one day. So I am very excited to see whenever he gets that done, and hopefully it's soon. I don't know if it'll be this episode or not, but regardless, once Tanjiro gets that in his hands, and then he can also combine that with Nezuko's blood demon art and turn that into a red blade, I think it's raps, bro. I think it's fucking raps. Make the kid a Hashira. I mean, goddamn, we're moving so fast at this point. I don't even know. But we also saw last episode with Upper 4 turning into it, basically its final form, I guess you could say. And I don't know if it's permanent or not. That's what it might seem like because the rest of the emotions were kind of like, oh my god, no, like I don't want to do this. But Rage sucked all of them in and combined together to create hatred, which seems to be the highest finalist, you know, peak form of Upper 4. And this guy's character design looks insane, like stunning. It looks really good, and he seems fucking strong as shit. So he's gonna be a problem, and I'm excited to see how Tanjiro and Genya and Nezuko even try to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be a goddamn challenge. And then, yeah, hopefully, like I said, see MUICHIRO do his thing. So I'm excited to get in this episode. If you guys enjoy it, please leave a like down below, comment, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you know the next one's dropping. Let's get into it. Episode 8, Demon Slayer, Season 3. Right back to where we left off. Ugh. Yes, so many of them. Like, look how thick that is. There's so many. are they laced with poison? Oh yeah, Kotetsu's messed up too. Ew, there's multiple of them now? Look at them, they look so weird. Ew. I will say, I don't know if you know, a lot of people that see 3D animation or CGI, I don't know what there is going on with it, but there's a bunch of CG haters out there, bro, or 3D animation haters, bro. Like, I think the CGI in this season looks superb. Like, it looks insane. The Mu and MUICHIRO, baby. Let's go. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready. Oh, it's finally backstory time. This is the time. Straight up, just axe, baby. Seemed to look up to him. Bro, the lighting is insane. In the middle of a storm and shit too. Bro, the animation for just the rain, like, this looks crazy. He's gonna slip. God damn it. Wow. All at once. That is wild, bro.
両親が死んだのは10歳の時だ。
10?
10歳で僕は一人になった。
Bro. That's terrible.
僕は双子だった。
Wait, what? Really?
僕の兄は雄一郎と言った。
MUICHIRO.
人のためにすることは巡り巡って自分のためになるって意味だよ。
That's exactly what Tanjiro said. And okay, so he learned that from his father. That's why that struck him whenever he heard it again from Tanjiro. When Upper 4 showed up. His twin seems to be kind of like how he is now after amnesia, like very rational. It seems very blunt and inconsiderate, but it's rational. Meaningless? Damn. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just always very cold. Very negative personality. It can get tiring to be around that constantly. That's one of, like, the ladies. That's with the master of the Demon Slayer Corps. Okay, yeah, it's backstory time, baby. We learned a lot about MUICHIRO this episode. Okay, yeah, like I thought.
すごいね。僕たち剣士の子孫なんだって。しかも一番最初の呼吸っていうのを使うすごい人の子孫で。知ったことじゃない。さっさと。
Oh, so they're descendants of the swordsman that was so great that was able to use sun breathing.
なんて信じられないけど、僕たちが役に立つんだったら、ねえ、僕たちならきっと。お前に何ができるって言うんだよ。米も一人で炊けないような奴が剣士になる？人を助ける？バカも休み休み言えよ。本当にお前は父さんと母さんそっくりだな。楽観的すぎるんだよ。どういう頭してるんだ。具合が悪いのを言わないで働いて体を壊した母さんも人を助けるなんてことはな、選ばれた人間にしかできないんだ。先祖が剣士だったからって
This is how his twin brother ended up like this, like constantly being disappointed and thinking everybody around him is too optimistic. That's what made him become so harsh and cold.
父さんと母さんの子供だからな。この話はこれで終わりだ。いいな。さっさと晩飯の支度をしろ。
Damn.
それから僕たちは口を聞かなくなった。
Wow.
ずっと家へ通ってくれる天音様に兄が水を浴びせかけた時だけ一度。
Heavy ass log, bro. And of course, his twin is doing it like it's nothing. Just always looks pissed off. That's so sad, bro.
夏になった。
Yeah, there's nothing worse than trying to fucking fall asleep when you're sweating your ass off, bro. Oh my god. Might be one of the most uncomfortable, annoying things in life. And that's... We have the privilege of saying that, luckily, because we were born with AC. I think about my grandparents all the time, how they didn't have air conditioning. I'm like, how the fuck did y'all do that shit, bro? Like I said, it sounds very privileged, but we were born with it. Oh shit. When the fuck he get there? So yeah, this is that demon. Damn. Twin got his arm cut off right away. This is that demon that we saw a little flash of him getting a flashback of it. The demon's saying exactly what his brother's been saying all this time.
真っ赤になった。生まれてから一度も感じたことのないつもない方向がまさか自分の喉から口から発せられていると思わなかった。
That was the sun breathing and acting right there. That looked like that scream that Tanjiro pulled off whenever he finished that last attack on Gyutaro, bro. Oh my god.
気づくと鬼は死にかけていた。
Bro, he made that motherfucker suffer, bro. Until the sun came up and that's how he passed. Bro, that is cold as fuck. That was all night, so yeah, look, he's gonna go back to the shed and his brother's probably dead. It's probably how he lost his twin. He probably bled out. Yeah, he's dead. Oh no, he's not. That's so sad too, because this is their last moment of talking together whenever they weren't really speaking to each other. And that really hit home, yeah, look, for MUICHIRO, because he thought his brother hated him. Wow. It doesn't mean meaningless. Infinity. Yes, sir! Look, the marks of the sun breathing coming out on his face, just like Tanjiro's forehead mark, bro. Yo. God, that was powerful as fuck. That was so sad, bro. Ew. Bro, did he cut his eye completely? Yeah, he destroyed his eye. Bro, this upper five, he's getting so pissed by him just ignoring him. You don't know who you're fucking with now, bro. He got his memories back. He has his resolve back. You better be careful. You don't know who you're fucking with. What the fuck? Oh! Picks it right back up and gets back to work. But you're a fool too. You could have killed both of them a long time ago. Trust me, bro. That's all good, cause MUICHIRO wasn't trying earlier as well. Easy. Who wants some takoyaki for dinner, motherfucker? I'm gonna cook this shit up. Let MUICHIRO cook. Destroyer of demons, let him cook. He's got his sword. That sword look gas as fuck too. It matches his hair and everything. Nah, bro, this shit's gas, bro. Bro, this sword is completely different, my friend. Let me tell you. Go ahead, MUICHIRO. Go ahead. Cook. Fits like a... Oh, bro. Nah, he's about to go the fuck off, bro. I just know. Wow. Wow, someone that was really paying attention to him the whole time. Oh, come on, let's go. What'd I say? Cook that shit up, baby! Takoyaki for fucking dinner, bro! Let's go! Oh my god, that was fire. I need to be careful, I'm getting a little loud. It's fucking too late for that shit. He talking his shit, bro. You got your neck slashed, motherfucker. You better be careful. I am, bro. He's talking his shit. Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on. Let's go. Keep it up. Bro, animation going dummy right now. Wow, bro, what a good brother, man. Even it's so ironic though because of how he, you know, was just so cold and harsh. Infinite strength. The Mu and MUICHIRO. Infinity, baby. Yo, nah, he's going off. One of the chosen ones. Oh, you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers, bro. God damn it, there's so much I want to say, but we gotta wait for Trolley Slayer. We gotta wait for Trolley Slayer. These fucking cliffhangers, bro. They love blue balling us. God damn it. What's good? Happy birthday. Oh, that's right. She eats like crazy. Bro, I want to try omurice so bad. I can't cook that shit myself, though. That shit's like an art, bro. And then the next episode is literally just his title and name. Like, bro, nah, he's defeating Upper 5 next episode. I'm convinced, bro. He's defeating Upper 5 next episode. It's wraps. He's already cooking. He's gonna fucking... I told you, he gonna make takoyaki for fucking dinner. I told you. Don't play with this man's. Don't play with him. Alrighty, guys. What another amazing episode of Demon Slayer. That was just superb. It was really good. We finally got the backstory that we needed for MUICHIRO and figured out like kind of what he went through and what put him in this situation to begin with. Yeah, man, it was really something to see like him slowly but surely relive that in a sense in this one moment whenever he got out of that sea prison and kind of had that numbness of the blades that he was taking out of him and realizing Kotetsu was in bad shape in front of him and just kind of all hit him at once, and he finally remembered like pretty much just about everything in his early life that he initially lost the memories of. And it started with, you know, his father, who, you know, was a wood chopper and he enjoyed helping his father. and, you know, was very close with both his father and his mother, and his mother was apparently sick. He was optimistic, like the both of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, his father went out to go try and find some herbs to help the mother out, you know, maybe some some sort of herb medicine, in hopes of, you know, calming her sickness down or saving her. And it was a terrible storm, and he was trying to reach for it, and he slipped off the cliff, and boom, lost both of his parents at the same time, which is just devastating. That was already fucking terrible. But then we learn, wait a second, he actually had a twin brother that he hardly remembered because of all the amnesia, and that came back to him as well. It was like, hold on, I had a twin brother, and his name was MUICHIRO. And MUICHIRO was kind of like how MUICHIRO has been when we first met him, before he started, you know, chatting with Tanjiro and whatnot. Like, he's very rational, very, comes off as harsh, cold, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's rational, but it's like, how can you say, like, you're tone deaf to, like, people's emotions, and you're not emotionally aware, and you're just kind of, like, I get, you have some credibility to what you're saying, sure, like, maybe you are right, but is that really comforting? But then again, those are those kind of people that don't really care about that comfort. Perfect example is, okay, a lot of people, there's religion in the world. A lot of people follow religion, which doesn't matter which one it is. Like, I happen to be Christian, but I'm not super religious. Like, I don't go to church every week. I barely go to church at all. Like, maybe for an Easter, not even every year. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the religion that I follow, but I'm not very religious. But then again, there's just certain things that I guess kind of have an etiquette to it that you just, you know, kind of understand. For example, like, whenever someone passes away, you know what I'm saying? Like, natural things that you say to comfort somebody, like, oh, they're in a better place, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know, just be conscious of what that person is going through because of they lost that person. And you say, you know, that's kind of like etiquette, like, you know, to say those things, just to be gentle and comforting. But say, for an example, an atheist, and I'm not saying all atheists do this, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying some people that are atheists or don't believe in religion and stuff like that, and are also on top of that tone deaf. Like, for example, MUICHIRO, it seems like he was kind of putting off that vibe, and then also MUICHIRO during his amnesia. They would be the type of person to be like, oh, that doesn't exist. Like, they're not in a better place. They're just fucking dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, that seems like something that MUICHIRO, while he had the amnesia, or his twin brother, that seems like something that they would say. Because they're harsh, they're rational, they're blunt. It's not supposed to be comforting, but it very well could be true. We don't know until we all cross the other side, okay? So, at the end of the day, it could very well be true. But regardless, that's kind of where we learn how he got that personality from. Not really from there, but that's like kind of like what he started, I guess, reciprocating once he had the amnesia for some reason. You know, he kind of became like his twin brother, who was very rational, harsh, and blunt. And as you could see, the longer that they, you know, were together by themselves after their parents died, you know, MUICHIRO was just constantly being cold and harsh on him, and never really, like, always just looked annoyed, pissed off by his optimism, because he was always, like, very optimistic, wanted to help people. And then he even got more hope from that once the Master's wife from the Demon Slayer Corps came to talk to them, mentioning that they are descendants of the famous swordsman that was a sun breather, and trying to recruit them. MUICHIRO didn't want nothing to fucking do with that. That he was entertained by that idea at all. But MUICHIRO, he was like, yo, isn't that something? Like, that's crazy. Like, that's really interesting. Like, don't you want to help people? Like, we should try everything that we can. Like, he seemed very passionate. And then MUICHIRO shut that shit down immediately while they were getting ready to cook dinner. Like, you, a swordsman? How can someone who doesn't even know how to cook for themselves be a fucking swordsman? You know what I'm saying? Like, he just started going off on him. And that comes from him, like, his own inner anger and his own inner like sadness that he had to deal with from losing his parents, and constantly seeing like, you know, him being rational and harsh, and but seeing everyone around him still being optimistic, and it just all leads to nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's what he learned that. You know what I'm saying? It was just repeating itself over and over through his parents, and then he sees the same optimism in Muichiro, especially through that conversation when that lady came, you know, the master's wife. I mean, it just like made him go off the rails. Like, why does your mind work like this? Like, those type of people just can't wrap it around their heads. Like, they just don't get it. Like, how are you this optimistic, bro? It just makes no sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people are just like that. Some people are super rational and blunt, and then there's other people that are very optimistic and think for the best. And that's kind of, I would say that's kind of more like my own thoughts on things. Like, I'm a pretty optimistic person, whereas some people, they're very like, no, that's not gonna fucking happen. Like, stop thinking that you're capable of doing that. Like, you're just another person like the rest of us, blah 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 blah. You know, there's so many different examples of it, but that's pretty much what their relationship is like. And then after that argument and him going off on Muichiro, they completely stopped talking, pretty much. And, you know, they were still doing their daily chores and whatnot, and then all of a sudden one night, the demon is just all of a sudden at the front door and just sees these two, and he's like, man, just two brats, bruh. He's like, fuck it, I guess, you know, that's a little snack or whatever. And he goes to attack Muichiro first, since Muichiro is closer, and then his brother jumps in front of him, gets his arm cut off to protect him, and it's just obviously very traumatic, and Muichiro is holding him and trying to get away, but they get back into a corner in their house. And then the demon is, ironically, this is why it's so ironic, is the demon is saying to them, like, you guys are weak, you guys are useless, like, your lives are meaningless. You know what I'm saying? Like, classic shit that a demon says, but it's also kind of like what Yuichiro was constantly belittling Muichiro about. Like, the Mu in Muichiro is meaningless. That's what he said to him. Like, he was always very harsh and kind of mean. And this, you know, dire situation, Muichiro somehow awakened his, like, sun breathing, basically. He went completely unconscious during this moment where this is a moment he really doesn't remember. And basically from that moment on throughout the whole night, he whooped the shit out of that demon and made it suffer, because he didn't have a sword, so he couldn't cut its head off. So it was literally like he smashed its head in with a rock, stabbed it multiple times with different pieces of wood. I mean, by the time you saw it in the morning, like, that motherfucker, that demon was actually suffering, which is just such poetic justice when it comes to demons, right? Because they're the ones that are usually taking advantage of humans and preying on the weak. So, like, that's karma for you, bitch. That demon got what the fuck he deserved. And that's the first, I guess, awakening or instance that Muichiro kind of had a sun-breathing experience. And after that, his body was just fucking so weak, you know what I'm saying? Because you're still very young and you just went through something like that. So he had to crawl back to the house. And that's where he, you know, sees that his brother is okay, but he's on his last legs before he passes away. And he doesn't even realize that Muichiro is in the house again or even in front of him, because he's dying. But he's sitting there saying and pleading, like, God, Buddha, whatever is out there, please, like, because he obviously, that's like, you know, it's the last moments that you're alive. It seems like he wasn't much of a believer of a religion or anything, but that's why he said multiple, like, whatever's out there, God, Buddha, please, just please protect my brother. Like, if we have to be punished or if somebody has to be punished, please let it be me. Like, this is where he really started to let out his true feelings about his brother, and that he really cared about him, and that he's the one that knows best, and he's known since that the Mu in Muichiro means infinity, or I think it's infinity. It's definitely infinite something. It's either just infinity or infinite strength. I'll have to double check after this discussion, but that's where it, you know, shows, like, damn, like, his brother really did care about him. It's just that, like, his brother couldn't escape that mentality of just, like, kind of being negative. But that's kind of like how he grew up. He just saw people being optimistic, and it didn't lead them any good. So that's how it kind of creates a person like that, where they're very pessimistic and very rational, blunt, harsh, you know, whatever you want to call it. Like, they're just not very happy people. And, you know, that last moment that before he died, that's where he let out all of that true feelings and thoughts on his twin brother. And it gave Muichiro some sort of closure, and it made him cry. And it was, I mean, such an emotional, powerful moment. That was really good to see that. And it was, you know, very tear-jerking. But I think after that, you know, that whole encounter with that demon, losing his parents a year before that, and then losing his twin brother to that demon, pretty sure that's what created the amnesia for him. and why he didn't remember a lot of stuff is because like that's just such a insanely traumatic thing to go through that depending on the person, your mind, it's like a defense mechanism. It just blocks that shit out. Like, don't, like, you can't, if you're gonna be thinking about this constantly, you're gonna become a useless fucking vegetable, bro. Like you're like, it's just like the utter like depression and pain you could be in after something like that, depending on the person. I mean, it's very, very hard to get through something like that. So like a defense mechanism in your mind, it just blocks all of that shit out. You know, there's multiple reactions to it, but that's what happened to MUICHIRO. At least that's what it seems like from learning from this episode. And it could have happened either way too. It could have happened another way where, you know, he could have very well amounted to nothing and become very depressed, very lost, and still remember all of it and never recover from that. Or he could have still gone through that and actually get through it and conquer it, which, in my opinion, the best healer of anything mentally related or anything traumatizing like that is just time. Nothing's going to make it better besides time. You have to have time to reflect and improve yourself and just get through it. Like it's time, bro. It's time. It's always going to suck. You know what I'm saying? Something traumatizing like that, it's always going to suck. Nothing makes it better. It just takes time to somewhat live with it, really. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think that's what happened to MUICHIRO. In his case, he ended up gaining amnesia, and that's what created him losing all his memories and not remembering much and having this kind of anxiety as well because he doesn't remember those things. And we learned that through his previous swordsmith, who was actually very worried about him and you know, cared for him a lot. Like, you know, is anybody really going to understand you? Like, you know, who else would have amnesia? You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to understand somebody like that, but he already has someone like that because there's Tanjiro. Like, Tanjiro encountered his harshness and bluntness and like rational thinking from the get-go whenever he ran into him and Kotetsu and then the puppet. And, you know, he encountered it and like started confronting him about it right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you may be right, but like, there's a better way of saying that. Like, you don't have to be so harsh. You know what I'm saying? Like to Kotetsu, for example. And then this is where Tanjiro keeps on having these optimistic sayings, and that's what kept on lighting MUICHIRO's face up and, you know, bringing him some sort of relief and also just like kind of a spark in his memory. And slowly but surely it's gotten to this point where he finally remembered all of this stuff, and that's where it continued to bring his determination up. And then sure enough, you see the marks come out on his face after the flashback. He's starting to get that sun breathing back and really get strong, and that's where he starts to, you know, attack Upper 5 again. Upper 5 is obviously defending himself and also fucking up the swordsmiths around him. He uses that octopus attack. And MUICHIRO, bro, I told you, bro, he cooking up takoyaki for dinner. He cut that shit up like it was nothing. That attack sequence was so gas. That shit looked amazing. And that was like only like the second or third attack. And we're not even done yet. The fight's not over. But he has already slashed his neck once. So he's just got to get deeper and all the way through. So you know damn well, like, this episode was his backstory, the Mu and MUICHIRO, and then his brother saying the Mu and MUICHIRO means meaningless. No, it means infinity or infinite strength. I can't remember which, but one of the two. You know what I'm talking about. And then the next episode is literally just his title and his name. I'm pretty sure it's just called the Mist Hachira MUICHIRO Tokito. So I'm expecting this motherfucker to go in and defeat Upper 5 next episode with that episode title, bro. Like, he's got all the strength and all the memories, and like I said, the memories is on by unlocking them one by one and finally remembering all that stuff. It's reminding him of how to tap into that power again too. So he's on a different level, bro. And he just got his sword back, his actual sword, like that's supposed to be made for him, which was made by the swordsmith that he just saved, and that was also trying to protect Hakunezuka, who is still chipping away at that crazy sword that hopefully we get in Tanjiro's hands at some point. And I mean, his blade looks beautiful. It has a nice gold hilt, and the blade is blue itself. It has the character's destroyer of demons on it, I think is what it says. And he has destroyer on his back, on his clothing. I mean, it fits him fucking so well, bro. So yeah, I'm expecting him to wipe the floor with Upper 5 next episode. And then hopefully we all meet up and take down Hatred for Upper 4. And then also get that blade in Tanjiro's hands to make that encounter more efficient. So I'm excited where this is going. And that episode was very well done. The backstory was perfect. And I'm loving that MUICHIRO is finally getting through this amnesia and remembering most of his, his own backstory, his own childhood. Like, goddamn, what do you think about that? A character having to learn about his own backstory while we learn it at the same time? Wild. What an inception. But yeah, that was a great episode, man. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. If y'all did, please leave a like down below. Comment, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you know when the next one's dropping. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all be good. Deuces.